there is a moment in every dying story that no one wants to talk about. Not the breakup, not the last fight, not even the goodbye. I mean the moment that arrives long after the story is already over. The moment you realize the person you're still waiting for no longer exists. They live, they breathe, they smile in photos, but not as the one you loved. The version of them your hope clings to is a ghost, a memory pretending to be alive, and hope, meant to save you, keeps you drowning. You're in love with who they used to be, not who they are now. And that illusion feeds on you quietly, softly, endlessly. This is the tender violence of hope, a blade wrapped in warmth. You tell yourself you're strong because you held on longer than anyone else would. You call it loyalty, patience, devotion. But there's another truth. We rarely admit sometimes giving up is mercy, and sometimes holding on is cruelty in slow motion. Not cruelty toward them, cruelty towards yourself. Hope can be gentle, but when misplaced, it becomes a trap. A trap built from memories, past tenderness, and imagined futures. You replay old moments, like prayers, seeking signs in nostalgia. If it was real then, it must still mean something now, right? But meaning and continuation are not the same thing. You're not hoping for them. You're hoping for a version that no longer exists. You're in love with a ghost. A beautiful, familiar, comfortable ghost. And the ghost gives you exactly what reality won't, a promise. A promise that maybe someday they'll remember what you used to be. Maybe someday the old spark will return, just like that. Maybe someday they'll see you again, the way they once did. Hope whispers maybe, and maybe is addictive. You build altars to the past, calling it faith. You keep a door open in your mind just in case. But hope can keep a dead story alive long after the characters have left. You live in the waiting room of a relationship that already ended. You check your phone like an altar, every notification a prophecy. You study their posts, their silence, their timing. You search for meaning in pixels and pauses, interpreting shadows. Surely they still feel something. Surely they still think of you at 2 a.m. Surely nostalgia must hit them the way it hits you. That's the thing about hope. It builds stories from dust. You rewrite reality in a way that hurts less but heals nothing. You call it waiting, but really, it's refusing. Refusing to walk into a life where they no longer exist. You're not afraid they won't come back. You already know the truth. You're afraid of who you'll be without them. Hope becomes a structure, supporting your emptiness, holding you upright. If I keep hoping, then this story isn't over. And if it isn't over, then I'm not alone, not truly, not officially. So you stay suspended between past and future, belonging to neither. You call it love, loyalty, endurance. But inside, it feels like freezing, not living. Hope promises warmth, but gives you winter. And winter lasts as long as you refuse to see the truth. You start bargaining with an empty room. If I improve myself, maybe they'll return. If I fix what they disliked, maybe they'll see me differently. You're not healing, you're auditioning for a role no one is casting. You rewrite your personality, hoping they'll notice from far away. You become a better version of who they wanted you to be. But no one is watching, no one is measuring, no one is waiting for you. You're performing devotion to a memory. And the memory never applauds. You're turned toward a past that no longer turns toward you. This is the violence of hope, soft, silent, beautifully disguised. A violence that tells you not to give up, even when you're breaking. You keep kneeling in front of a door that stays locked. You keep whispering prayers into an empty hallway. You keep loving someone who no longer occupies the shape you remember. Your devotion becomes self-erasure, slow and polite. Your waiting becomes a ritual that drains you. You don't notice the damage, not at once, just little cracks. Cracks in joy, cracks in identity, cracks in hope itself. You slowly bleed out, calling it patience. Grief is honest, hope, in this case, is not. Grief says, they're gone. Hope says, they might come back. Grief hurts cleanly, hope hurts endlessly. Grief lets you move, hope traps you in place. Grief breaks you open, hope keeps you closed. You're not hoping, you're mourning on repeat. But mourning doesn't demand illusions. Hope, when misplaced, demands a fantasy to survive. A fantasy you keep feeding with your own heart. There is a moment when something inside you finally whispers, enough. A quiet shift, not dramatic, not cinematic. Just a tired truth you can no longer ignore. You stop asking, will they return? And start asking, what is this doing to me? How long have I lived in a story that doesn't progress? How long have I stayed in this waiting room while life passed outside? The realization doesn't bring peace, it brings trembling. But trembling is still movement. And movement is the beginning of leaving. Leaving isn't a doorway, it's a slow walk. The heart resists, the mind bargains, the body hesitates. Some days you feel free, other days you regress. Healing is not a line, it's a spiral. You circle the same pain until it loses its sharpness. You stop checking their page, then you slip. You stop rehearsing old conversations, then one resurfaces. You forgive yourself for each relapse. You learn that letting go isn't forgetting, it's redirecting. You slowly turn your face toured a world without them. You might still miss them. That's human. You might still dream of them. That's memory. You might still love who they used to be. That love was real. It deserves a place, but not a throne. You don't erase the past, you stop living in it. You take that love and carry it forward in quieter ways. Not as an anchor, as a reminder of your depth. There is a you on the other side of this letting go. A you who doesn't need a dead hope to feel alive. And maybe, not today, not soon, but someday, you'll realize you never needed them to begin again.